Hi everyone, it's Allison here again with New Little Life. Today we're going to talk all about the Freemie Cups. We're going to tell you how they work, how to set them up, how to clean them, how to pour out your milk, the pros and the cons, everything you need to know about the Freemie Cups. Let's jump right in. Okay, so first let's dive into all the parts of this Freemie Cup. So there's two different kinds of Freemie Cups. There's a closed system cup and there's an open system cup. So you don't have to use it with a Freemie pump. There's lots of different kinds. I like this clip-on one because you can clip it right on and be totally hands-free, like wander around the house or the yard or whatever pumping. But you don't have to use this. You can use your Spectra, your Medela, whatever you got from your insurance company. If you want to see the difference between this Freemie pump right here and a Spectra pump, I did that in a video and I'll put the link up top here for you. I turned them both on at the same time, one on each side, so you could see the difference. I also showed you the Spectra Freemie hack, so you can hook up the Freemie cups to your Spectra pump, which was cool. Anyway, there's two different kinds of cups, a closed and open system. This one is a closed system cup because I got it to use with my Spectra, which is a closed system pump. So it needs a backflow protector, and this cup actually has one built in. So first you've got the cup, that's the part that collects the milk. Next you have the breast funnel, which is kind of like the flange part of a normal pump. These also come in different sizes, just like your normal flanges. Then you've got the valve base and then the barrier. If you have an open system cup, like you're using it with a Medela or something, yours won't have this part right here. It will have something that connects to the flange, but since this is closed, it has a backflow barrier built right in, which is cool. And then this also uses the duckbill style valve similar to a Spectra pump. This is not the same as a Spectra, so they're not interchangeable, but similar. And that goes on the end right here. So you've got the little valve. This one has a backflow protector. If yours doesn't, you got the open system cups. It's pretty user-friendly on where that goes. And then the cup attaches. It's got little markings, so there's a little arrow on the top that tells you to line it up with the hole. And you just snap it together. There we go. This says it will hold 8 ounces, which is a lot more than a regular bottle, so that's cool. Although I wouldn't necessarily trust that measurement, I would always pour it into a bottle and measure it that way. Okay, so let's start with some of the pros of the Freemie cups. The number one obvious one is that you can be totally hands-free pumping. So these go right in your bra just like that. They have tubing that you connect to your pump. If you're using your breast pump that you got through your insurance, you're still going to be hooked to your pump, so you're going to be sitting at a table or desk, but your hands are totally free, which is awesome. If you got a portable pump like the Freemie one, you can seriously just hook this up, clip it on your pants, and wander. I mean, you're totally hands-free, so that's pretty cool. It is cheaper to get these though if you just get the cups and then hook it to your regular pump, so that's probably what most people do. A lot of the women that love using these use them a lot while they're driving. If you've ever pumped while driving, you know that it's super awkward to have the little phalanges sticking out and you're driving and you're like, yeah, hi. It's the worst. This kind of solves that problem. It's a really discreet way. You just stick them right in there. You can even pull your shirt down. No one's gonna notice, and hands-free. Another pro of the Freemie cups is that there's no more pumping bras, which are kind of the worst. Do you leave it on? Do you assemble it before you start pumping? I mean, you can pump hands-free with the regular flange systems, but it's such a pain. Pumping bras are the worst, so ditch those. So on that same note, you can totally wear these under your clothes. Are they super discreet? I mean, you're obviously gonna have a little mini boob job for a minute while you've got these in. So you can see here I've got one side in and one side not. So it might just kind of look like you have a really weird fitting bra, but I mean, no one's gonna notice that if you actually wanted to pump that way. An important thing to remember is that you wear stretchy clothing. If you were trying to use this under like a scrub top or something that was cotton and it was a well-fitting scrub top, I don't think you could get this over your normal side. This is bigger. So if you've got a scrub top, it's gonna get stuck right there. And so plan for that. Either get a bigger scrub top or find something stretchy if you wanna be able to pull your shirt down over that cup. You can also put the tubes under your clothes like that so they come out the bottom, which is extra discreet. A lot of women though are too lazy to do that, and I don't blame them. So they just end up coming out the top and hooking to their pump, which is not a big deal. If you're driving or whatever, no one's gonna notice that anyway. But two different options there, depending on what you're doing. They're also easy to set down, so they've got a flat part on this side. So when you're done pumping, you can take it out and set it on the table while you get all your stuff done. and then you can pour it out and take care of it, whatever. So that's kind of nice. It will just sit on the table. And then the last pro of these is that it just saves you a ton of hassle, especially if you're commuting or if you're working while you pump. I still usually recommend that you don't work while you pump. You might not get as good output. If your mind is focused on something else, it's better to look at pictures of your baby or try and relax and get that milk to flow, especially if you're struggling to produce enough milk. Working while you pump may not be the best option, but sometimes it's nice to have those hands free, even for you stay-at-home moms if you want to be able to do the dishes, or if you're an exclusively pumping mom, you can pump and feed the baby because you have both hands. So that's actually really cool. If you have a needy toddler and you need to kind of hold that one and deal with stuff while you're pumped, this is a really good option for you. Saves you a lot of hassle. You can buy just the cups and it's cheaper than buying the whole pump set. Hook it to your regular breast pump and you've got the hands-free options. If you like to pump in the morning while you're doing your makeup or whatever, there's a million reasons why you would love a hands-free pumping system. Okay, let's talk about some of the cons though. There's a lot of tubing that comes with this. So if you've got the Freemie pump or something and you want a double pump, it only has one input. You need to hook it to the connector like this. This one would go to the second Freemie. And then there's another tube that comes down here. So it's like a lot of tubes. If you have the closed system cups and you just want to hook it to your Spectra, just ditch this little connector and just plug it, because there's two ports, plug it right in. If you're using the open system cups, like with your Medela or something like that, you'll need probably to use this tubing because you'll need to put your Medela pump in this. So you're going to have the extra tube as well. So it's a lot of tubing, especially with that little connector, but not a huge con, but something to be aware of. One of the number one cons that I see is that it is really hard to see inside of there to make sure your nipple's in the right spot. So on this closed system, you actually have that backflow protector right in your way. So you literally cannot see your nipple to make sure that it's in the right spot. So that's a little bit tricky. If you have an open system cup, that backflow protector isn't there, but this plastic is still a little cloudy, and once you start pumping, it gets a little condensation, kind of cloudier. Makes it hard to make sure you have that nipple placement right in the center. So many moms that use these say that that comes with practice and that it doesn't take very long before you can feel whether or not that's working right. So you'll get used to that, but don't be surprised at first, especially if you're used to looking and making sure that everything looks right down there. It's hard to see on the Freemie cup. Okay, position in your bra is important. On the top here, you've got a hole that is for the tubing, and then you've got a pour spout hole, which means that this hole is there the whole time. So if you put that hole in sideways, what's gonna happen when this fills with milk? It's going to pour out the hole. Same thing with how you are positioned while you pump. So even the instructions here say that you need to be straight upright. If you're forward, back, you can't lie down and use this pump. That's a really important thing because you're gonna spill your milk everywhere. So we're limited a little bit on positioning, but most people are pumping sitting upright anyway. Just make sure you don't like get up and bend over after you're done pumping because that's gonna spill. These are also not dishwasher safe, which is a bummer, but they're pretty easy to clean and just hand wash. There's 4 different parts, 5 if you have one like mine that's a closed system. It's not hard. In between pumps, I would just rinse them out with warm water. You can use a little bit of soap if you have time. Clean them good with soap every few times you use them. I mean, it's just breast milk, but it doesn't take very long. And it's no different than any other breast pump that you've got. Okay, so I've got some milk in here, and I thought we'd check and see how accurate the lines were on the side to tell you how much milk there is, and maybe try pouring it into a bottle, because I've also heard that that's kind of a complaint of some moms, so let's give it a try. Okay, I can see why this is hard to gauge, because you can easily turn it. So here's the 4 mark. If you have it tilted, it can look like 4 ounces, but it's not. It's also on this side. I would guess this is a little over 2 ounces. So let's see. I'm gonna try and pour it out the pour spout right here, but I will say that most moms take this top off and then pour it out that way. But I wanna try the spout so you guys can see. Oh, that's really easy. Oh, I would just use a spout. That's really easy. Awesome. Oh, a little over 2 ounces. So if you hold it right, it is a pretty accurate measurement of how much it holds. So this is a standard Spectra bottle. Like you can see, this one only holds 5 ounces. the Freemie Cup is marked clear up to 8. So that's kind of cool. All right, bra fit is important with the Freemie. Obviously, if you have a really stretched out bra, it's not gonna hold it up to you right. And if you have too tight of a bra, you're not gonna be able to fit that in. I mean, it's a big piece of thing, so you need at least that much extra room. This is a nursing bra, which worked well. Most moms will unclasp the nursing bra, put in the cup, kind of line it up on the nipple because it's a little bit easier to see that way. Pull the bra up and attach it. The hole is right at the top, which is where it should be. At this point, you would attach the tubing to the top, hook it to your pump, same thing on the other side. So it's really not too bad. Oh, I just thought of another pro for the Freemie Cups. This is actually way more affordable than something like a Willow. Now, I've heard great reviews about the Willow, and I would love to try out that pump. That is like a hands-free pumping cup like this, but the motor is attached to the bottom. So you have no tubing. The whole thing just sits right there. Pump and motor and everything and pumps, and then you take it out and go. Those are super cool. They're like $300 to $400 though. These Freemie Cups are much cheaper, under $100. And especially if you just get the cups, even cheaper than that to use with your pump at home. So these are a really affordable option add-on to the pump that you've already got. Which actually leads me to my last point here, which is from the research I found and just the personal experience I've had with them, are not as effective usually as a regular pump. And I don't know if that has to do with the way that this sits, that it's hard to find, hard to situate your nipple. I don't know, but not quite as effective for a lot of moms. But a great option if you're commuting, if you're working, if you need hands-free at home for some reason, if you just want to try it out. It is way better than holding 2 phalanges for 20 minutes while you pump. If I could go back and do it again, I'd probably use these on car rides, on the commute. That would save me an extra pumping session at work, which would be awesome. Or if you're traveling, this, I think, seriously would be a really good way to go. There you have it, folks. Everything about the Freemie. If you've used the Freemie and you have different opinions than me, I would love to hear those down in the comments, so definitely do that. Also subscribe because I'm posting new videos every single week. There's tons of other videos on my channel if you like this one, similar, and even some other topics maybe you hadn't thought of before, so make sure you check those out. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.